Holland, America. We're going out of.
Welcome to Muskegon Rotary and happy Grape Escape Preview Day. We have got a fantastic program today. We're going to hear from two of our own talking about Muskegon Rotary Club's latest fundraiser. We will start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. Then we'll have a reflection from Bill Erickson, followed by our student guests from Montague High School, and we'll do the four-way test at the end of the meeting. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
Well, the theme for today's reflection is enthusiasm and employment. Right, David Ramos? Enthusiasm and employment. Now pay attention. You all know who Thomas Edison is, right? Created the light bulb. He invented the phonograph. He invented Netflix. From Ohio. You know, he had 1,093 patents on his inventions, most of which he sold to other people and other companies. So he could use the money to fund his workshop to make more inventions, the earliest of the workaholics. Other companies and other people made much more money on Edison's inventions than Edison did, but he didn't seem to care much. In fact, one time he was said to say, "I'm not that big on amassing a fortune as much as I like the idea of getting ahead of the other fellow." That was his thing. His greatest desire was to not only be the first, but be the best. His goal was to out-invent everybody else. He worked tirelessly, but he worked enthusiastically. At one point, he was working on 47 different inventions simultaneously. Imagine. Other inventors may have been more richer, more successful than Edison, but virtually no inventor has ever been more enthusiastic or more successful than Thomas Edison. He believed that enthusiasm and employment were tightly bound together. So, point of the reflection, whatever work it is that you do it with enthusiasm. What's that word? Enthusiasm. One more time. Very good. And now for more enthusiasm, I give you Jason Piasek.
Very well done. We'll be back in a few minutes with our visiting Rotarians and our student guests. Enjoy your lunch. In person again and on Zoom. Don't make me ring the bell again. All right, if I ring the bell, everyone's going to leave. Hey, Susan, can you give me a glass clink? Give me a glass clink. Okay, there will be no one has to embrace. We're just getting the meeting going again. So that's what happens when you get 90 people here in person again and another group on Zoom. So we'll get the meeting back going with our introductions of visiting Rotarians and guests. So John Noling, Tim Arter, Marianne Gorman, and Jenny Sprague, if you can make your way up with your guests, as well as Marty Seitzema with our student guests.
Over there where yours is.
Over here? Okay. I can see me, but we need to see you too.
Come on over.
Okay, well, here we go. While everybody's coming up, I'm Jenny Spray, and it is my privilege to introduce two very special visiting Rotarians. We have Kimberly Bloom, who is from the Allendale Club, but she, more importantly for us, is our Assistant District Governor. Next to her is a name you all have heard, Kathy Hegedus. She is the district's Chief Administrative Officer.
Oh, she's the one with all the meetings.
Yes, yes, there you go. So Kimberly is going to withhold comments now.
I just want to remind everybody about the district conference in May at the Grand Traverse Resort and Spa for those ladies or men. So it's May 12th to 14th. The theme is Because of the Water. We would love to see everyone there. We want to see everyone's faces and their teeth and their cheeks because it's been so long. So hope you all come.
Hi, everybody. My guest today is Michael Ramsey. Michael is project coordinator with the Health Project at Mercy Health. He's also a Muskegon City Commissioner, and he does a lot of volunteer work for Muskegon Civic Theater and the Rescue Mission. No, Salvation Army, excuse me. So he is also interested in becoming a Rotarian and has submitted his application.
Hello, I'm Tim Arter. I have my brother as a guest today. He's with Norchuck and has been involved in Muskegon community organizations for a very long time, and I'd like to have you welcome him.
Thank you. Come on up. Hi, everybody on Zoom. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brianna Scott. I'm standing in for John Noling, in case you wondered if I was John Noling. With me today, I have two student guests that are from Muskegon Heights Public School Academy. Both are sophomores. We have Mikkel White and Kamaya, I am so sorry, Jackson, as our student guest. And then we have two incoming Rotarians, both of which are coming in within the next few months, one in April, the other in May. We have the superintendent from Muskegon Heights Public School Academy, Dr. Annetta Thompson, and the principal for Muskegon Heights Public School Academy, Erica Patton.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Mikey, and my guest today is Myra Dutton. She's with HGA Support Services, and she has applied for and been approved as a member, so we'll be getting her inducted fairly soon.
It's New Member Day. I'm pleased to introduce Kendra Robertson, local attorney who I work with on Law Day. She leads a group at Muskegon High School called Aspiring Ladies Law Group and has been meeting with them regularly. She's part of the Women's Division, Chamber of Commerce, and serves on the board of the Mediation and Restorative Justice Board. So I'm pleased to work with her and welcome her as a new member with an application sitting right here.
Good afternoon, Rotary. I am expecting your most enthusiastic welcome because we've got Montague Wildcats in the house. To introduce two of their seniors is Rob Patton. He is the counselor at the high school.
Thank you, Marty, and thank you, Rotarians. So we always enjoy this luncheon and appreciate the opportunity to come. We've got spring fever at Montague High School, I won't lie to you. We had just enough warm weather to get everyone excited, and now we're going into a cold weekend, so I wish you all well as we do. We did just wrap up our spring play, and our spring sports seasons have gotten underway. Recently, kind of the two main student activities aside from sports and NHS and some of the typical high school activities, but we host a very involved FFA program and DECA program at Montague. FFA is like an ag science leadership development program, and DECA is a business organization also working to promote leadership skills. And both of those recently participated in state contests and we're sending students to nationals in those experiences. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you. Got two great seniors here with me. Looking forward to graduation and counting down the days, I imagine, but I'll let them each introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Morgan Netcott, a senior at Montague High School. I'm the senior class president, the NHS vice president, and then I participate in both DECA and FFA, and my partner and I will actually be going to Atlanta for the Nationals for DECA this year. This is my 4th year playing varsity volleyball at Montague, and I'm going to play college for volleyball at Vincennes University.
Hi, my name is Andrew Cooey. My resume isn't as cool as Morgan's, but I play football at Montague. We just won state 2 years ago, so I brought the ring. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I played quarterback and I kicked, and I will be going to Davenport to go kick there. So, and a marketing degree. So, yeah.
All right, great group of visitors. Before we get into our program, Kim has informed me that we found this very stylish pair of glasses on the ground. If this is your stylish pair of, oh, it is, Kathy, but there you go. You can thank Kim. All right, these are either David Ramos's, some kind of weird glasses swap going on back there. Okay, it's my privilege to introduce two of our own who will be giving our program today. Josh Silvis is a partner at Shoreline Insurance Agency, and Emma Peterson is a director of philanthropy at Mercy Health. I'm going to let both of them come up and start the program. I don't want to take too much of the thunder away, but it's very exciting what they have to share with us today. So without any further ado, let's give Josh and Emma a nice round of applause.
Hello.
Hello. Mine's not on. Hello, hello. Now it is. Thank you. Okay, we're here. So before we start, I told Josh, and I'm going to tell all of you too, you see my red stars, and I think that this presentation a couple weeks after you join should be like extra credit for the red star removal. I mean, I'm just saying. But thank you for having us. Josh and I are part of the Pores for Polio Committee, so we're going to share the event and what it means and how you can participate. We're ready for our first slide. So I'm new to Rotary, so this has been, these facts are, I mean, I know what polio is, I know a little bit about it, but I'm probably sharing facts with you that you're all really familiar with. But we know it's spread person to person primarily through water. We know that it attacks the nervous system and can lead to paralysis. There's no cure, and it primarily affects young children, and really is the reason for a lot of the Rotary International work. So again, more information that you're probably fairly familiar with, but just to remind you how significant and why polio is still significant in our world. The Eradication Initiative was launched with the World Health Organization in 1988. There were 350,000 polio cases at that time, and since then it's been reduced by 99%. But it does still exist as an endemic in 2 countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And while putting together this presentation, found in Article 2, which again, many of you may have seen, but it was surprising to me that there was just a case last month identified in Malawi also. And so I'm going to just read so I don't get any of the facts wrong, but it was declared an outbreak of wild polio last month in Malawi. This is actually 2 years after that continent was declared free of polio. They did trace it back to Pakistan. And so in response, they're going to be doing an immunization drive targeting 23 million children under 5. That's also going to involve the 4 neighboring countries. So this just really brings home the point that every child truly is still at risk so long as it exists somewhere in the world. That just shows you that 2 years after that continent was declared free,
that it's back. And so hopefully they can cut it off with that immunization drive. But just that's the relevancy behind the event and why we're doing it. So this was before I joined Rotary, but this is where the idea for the event came from. The group shamelessly stole a good idea from Frankfurt and Beulah Rotary Clubs. You can see that they are getting a check there presented from Storm Cloud Brewery up there.
So Tim Harder brought this, borrowed this idea and brought it back to Muskegon, and that became after we fleshed out a committee, got together a great group of Muskegon Rotarians, the Pores for Polio Initiative, and our event is going to run from April 18th to May 1st, so just really a little less than a month away from now. It's come together quickly because of some really enthusiastic support from our partners out in the community. Burl and Sprigg, 18th Amendment, Pigeon Hill Brewing, Rake Beer Project, Salty Pecker Brewing Company, Unruly Brewing, and Wonderland Distilling.
Forgot I had the driver.
So how it works, we will have the breweries and distilleries offering a specialty drink during that period of time. Each group is going to approach this slightly differently, but for the most part, they're going to be offering it for the 2-week period of the event and then donating based on how many of that specialty drink are sold in that period of time. There will be happy hours at each one of these places during that 2-week period of time. And I know that's aggressive, but I think we're up to it. It's been a long time since we've been able to go out and have fun as a group. And one of the things that actually being on this committee has reminded me of just how much fun it is to be with fellow Rotarians as much as we have been. And we're hopeful that you guys will be able to maybe not make all 7, but make as many as you can. It's going to be a really good time. We'll have 2 Rotary members serving as hosts at each of those, so we'll need to have some volunteer help there. The Rotarian population is obviously welcome, but we'd like you to bring guests. It'd be a good opportunity to try to either introduce your spouses, significant others to the people that you spend all this time with and glowingly talk about. And if maybe we recruit a member or 2 out of there, then that'd be great as well. We're hoping for 15 people in attendance at each of these happy hours, and we're actually going to send a sign-up genius around. This isn't something that we want you to have to sign up for, necessarily commit to be there. If you didn't sign up, you can't come kind of thing. But we do need to get some kind of a gauge for appropriate amount of food at these places. That's part of this happy hours, that there will be some light appetizers that'll be available to help you soak up those specialty beverages. The drinks will be available for purchase throughout the entire period of time, so if you can't make a happy hour, you can always go back with that significant other or a group of friends and still have an impact on the fundraiser itself. We're also going to seek $250 sponsors from within our group here, corporate sponsors or individuals, to help offset the cost of those appetizers.
Okay, so here's the dates of the happy hours that have been determined already, and actually hot off the press last night, Josh and I met at Rake and nailed down their date. So they are going to be Wednesday, April 27th. So we'll update that, and I'm sure there will be lots of different places that you can find this information, including the RIM.
Yeah, these committee meeting locations have been better than any committee meeting locations in the history of our club.
Yeah.
I can absolutely say that.
Josh and I are good at happy houring. That's why they gave us this job. Here are the sponsors that are committed so far. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Revel, Tim and Cheryl Arter, Real Estate West, Shoreline Insurance, Rem and Ginny Sprague, and Smith Hoy Attorneys. And then you can see there that we have some beautiful spots where other eager, enthusiastic sponsors could join that list. And we're certainly not limited to the spaces that are there, because all the dollars raised will go toward polio. How to participate, the nuts and bolts. Josh already shared a bunch of this, but attend, purchase the drink, bring your friends, bring your family, bring all your people. If you want to host, contact Marianne Gorman or Lisa Metzdorf with the new member engagement committee. They can get you signed up. just a good way to meet people, just kind of to make sure things run smoothly. You would be the point person at that event. And then donate. Again, Josh touched on the sponsorships. It can be individuals or businesses, as you saw. But we'll take any donations in support of the event, and you can mail your check in or just talk to one of us afterward about how you want to get involved.
So,
Oh. Oops, sorry. I can only go one way. Are we missing a slide?
I think we are. So we're missing a slide, but how to participate in this. The proceeds that are going to go to this are supporting the Rotary International in our efforts to eradicate polio, obviously, but also beyond that to help clean water initiatives, hygiene and healthcare worldwide. We also want to increase community awareness of Rotary and its incentives, engage and recruit new members, provide a social opportunity to members, and also to leverage some matches. So what was the point of this whole idea? We wanted to make it social. Again, spend time with the folks that we want to spend time with. I mean, you look around this room, the folks that are Zooming can look at the collection of faces on their screen and know that, I mean, these are the people that you want to spend time with in our town anyway. So let's do it. We can do it now. So let's go. It's going to be fun. It's also going to be very visible. We had a number of conversations, and again, you know, as you're having a couple of drinks while you're having committee meetings, they tend to go in different directions in the conversation you hadn't intended, and we're not necessarily as visible as we think we are. There's a lot of people that don't know what Rotary is, and this will give us an opportunity to maybe engage some people that walk up and at the happy hour see a big wheel on an easel there and ask what's going on. And you know, maybe polio is not necessarily in the forefront of people's brains either, and that'd be a good opportunity to educate folks on the fact that it hasn't been eradicated. It's close, but we have to give that final push. It's also incredibly collaborative. The groups the organizations that we're partnering with, the distilleries and breweries, have been super enthusiastic about joining. I mean, it's an instant yes. How can I help? How can we do this? We'd love to be a part of it.
How can we make a purple drink?
Exactly. How can we make a purple drink? And the impact of this is going to be a great part of this as well. And we get that impact by leveraging the matches that we have available to us. So, you know, our goal is to exceed $1,500 in revenue from this, and we think we can do that. But for an illustration of how we're leveraging these matches, the Muskegon Rotary Fund of the Community Foundation for Muskegon County is offering a 1-to-1 match, and for that first $1,500. So if we raise $1,500 through our club, through the Rotary Foundation, it becomes $3,000. Then this gentleman behind me on the Mr. Gates, he and his former wife's foundation are doing a 2-to-1 match. And so the impact of that $1,500 through our club becomes $3,000, which through the 2-to-1 match becomes $9,000. And
Don't worry about the math. It'll happen.
yeah, so we're hoping that this is something that we can obviously exceed that $9,000 amount, but we've got a great shot to at least do that, and that's a pretty impactful thing, especially for a first year committee, first year event.
Doing something we hope you enjoy and is easy. Have a drink.
Yeah.
So I think that wraps up, we're kind of at the end here. And we really just wanted to say thank you to the committee that we've been a part of. Does the PORS committee want to just stand up and just wave your hand so people see who helped make it happen? Yay. Thank you.
So if you want to talk to us about sponsorship opportunities, we're available afterwards.
Yep.
Our email addresses are on that last slide. Emma and I or Tim Arter are the appropriate people to approach with that, and we love your support. We appreciate your time.
Yep. And I just want to give one shout out to Susan and Orville Crane, who I think via Zoom pledged to be a sponsor. So thank you. All right.
Emma, do you guys want to take questions? All right. Does anyone have any questions? If you have no questions and the presentation was that great, that would be a Rotary first. But we'd love to see everyone out there get your support. Let's see.
So,
Ron.
Josh and Emma, how are you promoting this in the community?
It's going to be promoted through social media. Revel has put together some beautiful posters for this. With it, they're on your table, and we sounds like we're
Rich
getting
Berry
some radio
says,
coverage
there'll
from
be
the
some
left
radio
side
ads.
of the room. Thank you, Rich. And we're going to have information for that entire 2-week period of time out at the restaurants, bars, distilleries themselves.
And if you send me an email, switch there, I will send it out to the area code of Rotarians so that they can support you.
That's great. Kathy said she'll send an email to all the other Rotaries out there.
Okay, hey guys, there's a special drink, is what it said?
There will be a dedicated drink well, again, it's going to vary from place to place, but for the most part, they've decided to do this. That they're going to put, Kevin, just hold it a second. You asked the question, you got to wait for the response. So the color purple, obviously for polio awareness, has been a big theme throughout this. So you can expect, at most of these establishments, a purple colored cocktail, or there's Rake Brewing has a really a good seller, very popular beer that's called Perp Juice. It's a Concord grape sour beer, which is absolutely fantastic, and that's going to be their contribution to it. So did that answer the question, sir?
No, I didn't get to the question yet. The question is the funds generated as a result of buying the special drink, is that the limit, or can I just get a Jameson and still have the funds go to the effort?
Well, it's not going to be a problem since none of these establishments sell Jameson, but it is going to be the vehicle by which the donation happens. So if it's not your favorite drink, maybe you just try one no thank you drink and have.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Yeah. So if you don't buy that drink, then you're not in the game.
Correct,
Okay.
but you could just write us a check for
Thank you,
$10
Rem.
too.
Where were you last week? I got another question.
Okay. Tough to get this away from Kevin, but.
That's all right. You might have the same problem with me. So my question is, number one, Mr. Donovan, I'm always available if you felt like buying a drink. I'm sure you could find somebody to help drink said drink for you if you're not interested in having that yourself. What are the host duties?
Thanks, Merica. Tim Arter right now is putting together kind of a one-pager that just outlines the host duties, but it's what you would expect. Get there 20 minutes early, half hour early. The person within our committee who's been the point person with the establishment would connect you with the establishment, make sure to know who to talk to, details of the event, the drinks, so on and so forth. And really just be there to welcome people, take some photos, really truly serve as the Rotary host on behalf of that establishment. Pretty easy, right? Okay.
All right, Marcia?
Marcia, here, go.
Wait.
For the people on Zoom.
Rem will give you the mic.
Okay, so I get that we get the sponsorship money, but do we get any money from the buying of the drinks?
Yes, yep. It's going to
How much of it?
It's going to vary a little bit organization to organization because we're sort of letting them dictate that, but $1 to $2 depending on, but it is that whole 2-week period in most cases, so it's not just the happy hour night. So if you want to pop in any night during those 2 weeks and purchase a special drink, a portion of those proceeds will go back to the club.
And specifically, Rake Beer Project and Wonderland have committed to doing exactly that. $1 for every drink the entire time, and then the entire day of our happy hour, $2.
Heidi has a question, and the mic ended up here. So last question from Heidi Seitzema.
people on Zoom, so they want to hear it.
Heidi, he gave me the mic just because it's you.
Yeah. Just wanted to know if your example there of $6,000 from the Gates Foundation was the maximum that can be captured, or is there a cap on that part?
From what we understand, no. So whatever we submit to the Gates Foundation will be matched 2-to-1. So that 9,000 was just a nice, clean, easy example, but absolutely, if we can power through and drink more drinks and donate more dollars, we'll have a bigger donation, so.
All right, once again, let's have another round of applause for Emma and Josh. Thank you very much for presenting today. On behalf of your presentation, our club will make a donation to community economic development on your behalf. And I will echo Josh's comments. This is probably, with apologies to the very fun Seaway Run committee, one of the most fun committees, definitely top C website committee back in the day. And if Tim Arter or Ginny Sprague ever ask you to participate in a committee, do it, because you get both of their organization on one committee, and it's something special. So once again, come on out April 18th through May 1st and support a great cause out in the community. On to our birthdays. We have 2 birthdays, Alan Alpert on March 24th, Howard Hardesty on March 29th. Are either one of them here or on Zoom today? Oh, well, you're right in front. All right, well, let's sing happy birthday. All right, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Wow. Happy birthday. Okay, on to our member spotlight, and this is a feature that we have been doing this Rotary year to highlight Rotary's vocational avenue of service. So this week we will hear from Mark Eisenbarth.
Hello, I'm Mark Eisenbarth. I joined Rotary in 2015, and the reason I joined was 2 people really. John Snyder was a commissioner at the time and brought me in, and then Jim Fisher had me go through the process. So thank you to both of them. I have 4 kids. 3 daughters and a son. We moved up here from Kansas back in 2004, and the kids were in elementary at the time. Now they're all graduated out of college and they're getting married, and happy to say I'm going to be a grandfather this year. Have 2 grandkids coming, so I'm very excited about that. My spare time, I really like the outdoors, from kayaking to riding a motorcycle to playing racquetball. Anything really physical activity is my favorite sports. I moved here in 2004 to be part of the wastewater system, Public Works. So my background is environmental, very interested in environmental. But after 12 years of working through that process, a position came available, county administrator, and being involved with all the departments, it was a good fit for me and the commissioners, and we've been doing this since 2014. Right now, I'm working on 2 projects for the county. One is working with another Rotarian, Aaron, moving to Baker College downtown, where Muskegon County will move into Baker College out there in Marquette. That's a fun project. The other one that I'm really proud of is the Dune Harbor Park, which is the old Nugent Sand. I'm working with the owner there and turning that into a county park for our residents. That's a fun project, and that should be opening up yet this spring. My goal is to volunteer as much as I can and to be a part of different groups.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. I think that's the second John Snyder got me into Rotary reference in recent club memory. Okay, we have a couple returning Rotarians to recognize. Bob Lucan, Sarah Rinsa-Masiminga, if you could just come up front for a quick sec. And I don't know if Horea's here today. If not, I think we'll get him next week. Now, there's no formal presentation here. We just wanted to have Bob and Sarah come back up and give them a big welcome back to Muskegon Rotary. Welcome. That's great. Thank you very much. It's great to have you back. Okay, committee reports. And before we get to that, we have a March Madness update. So the 32 Brave Rotarians, how many of you are still stoked about your team that you have? I was very excited to get Michigan State, but then I saw they were playing Duke, so that was short-lived joy. But Mike's going to throw up the brackets just so everybody can see. And if you're one of the 32 brave Rotarians, you've agreed to donate $100 to the cause and have a chance to be awarded one of 3 Paul Harris Fellows. So thank you once again to Ginny Sprague for organizing our Brave Rotarians contest, and more updates to follow as the tournament marches on. Okay, committee reports and announcements. As Marika and Mark Myers are making their ways up here, I'm going to give an update on our Grape Escape preview at Courses. That is tonight at the Culinary Institute of Michigan downtown. We have 78 people signed up to have a fantastic dinner with a bone-in pork loin chop and lobster bisque and shrimp bisque to start and chocolate caviar to finish off. So if you have signed up, there's no need to bring your ticket. Meredith has everything organized and the seating arrangements are made. So we'll look forward to a great evening tonight. And once again, Baker College and Aaron Mikey have agreed to donate 100% of those proceeds back to our club. So thank you once again, Aaron and Meredith, for your work on the committee. So, Marika?
Hello again. As you probably know by now, I hope, my name is Marika Dobry. I am the Parties in the Park chair for Rotary. Before Parties in the Park happens, our party is June 3rd. Remember that. That should be on your calendar from a couple of weeks ago. In case it's not, mark it down. We have been approached by several of our new members, and those of you who maybe didn't get in on the first round of Rotary Apparel last time. Trophy House is going to be running an online pop-up shop for Rotary. That link is going to come to you as part of the RIM. I'll make sure everybody gets that so we can send it out. We are going to be offering the quarter zip pullovers like Mr. Knowling is so graciously modeling. Come on, stand up, show everybody how good you look. We're going to be doing a version of that. We also have polos, t-shirts, and coffee mugs. Ooh, this is a plain one. It's also North Muskegon, because, go Norse. But we do have coffee mugs and coffee tumblers coming as well. So watch for that link, order up. You'll order and pay directly with Trophy House, and then you can pick up in club or have it shipped to your home, your choice. Order your stuff.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Rotarians. Mark Myers here, Chair of World Community Service, and I'm here to talk about the Ukrainian crisis. A month ago, the unthinkable happened, and I heard a new figure today, 3.5 million people have fled Ukraine, mostly women and children, with literally just the clothes on their backs. And you may wonder, what can we as Rotarians do? Well, we can leverage our relationships locally and internationally, and we can also donate our resources. So to begin that, last week the Community Service Committee met, and we decided to take $1,500 from our remaining budget for the year and put that towards the Rotary International Disaster Response Fund. Now, you all should have gotten an email about that fund, and you will also find a link in the RIM where you can simply click on that and donate. So our committee is going to challenge our club to raise at least $1,500. I think we can probably do better than that. And then as we work with our relationships, we've talked about this issue, and you're familiar with the WEHOP board. I mentioned what we had planned to do with our International Service Committee here at the WEHOP board. And at that same board meeting last Tuesday, they approved a $1,500 donation toward the fund. And also I'm told this week by John Knowling that 3 of our Interact clubs in the county are raising funds, and they're challenging other Interact clubs to also raise $1,500. So And then there's some discussion we may hear about with local clubs, West Michigan and Shoreline clubs, also challenging each other. So the deadline is April 30, so I would ask you to go to that link and give what you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark and Marika. Just to give a scope and scale of Rotary's reach globally, there are 60 Rotary clubs in Ukraine and over 1,100 Rotarians in the country, plus 25 Rotaract clubs and 11 Interact clubs. So Rotary's reach touches the entire world, and I think if there's a topic that has probably filled my inbox more during my presidency, I don't know what it is. And this is something that I think certainly our club can step up and make a big impact. Also, you may notice this nice new banner next to our not as new banner, but one that we bring out for the End Polio Now for Rotary's areas of focus. Kathy Hagedis was nice enough to deliver that today. So we're not going to ask everyone what the areas of focus are today, but there may be a quiz in the future, so be prepared. Okay, and then lastly, remember to fill out the comment cards on your table. The Delta's been nice enough to put those out the past few weeks, and they want our feedback on the meal and the service, and I really appreciate their partnership, and they've been great to work with as we've transitioned back to in-person meetings. Okay, on to our raffle. Rich Berry, what are we doing first?
We go 20, 10, 5.
20, 10, 5. Six, seven, eight for $20.
6, 7, 8. Go ahead. No, I didn't get it either. Going once, going twice.
You better win. All right. It pays to present. That's anywhere from 2 to 4 pours at the Pours for Polio fundraiser. Seven, 3, 7. Our student guests win more than anybody. I mean, no matter where they sit. That is me. All right. We know that goes into my post-Rotary recovery fund at Unruly Brewing. So thank you very much. I will put that to good use. Pours for Polio. You're a giver. All right. Thank you to all our visitors and guests today. Kim, Kathy, Erica, Arnetta, John, Michael. I can't read my writing there. Oh, Rob, Andrew, Morgan, Kira, Kendra. Welcome back, Bob and Sarah. It's great to have you back in the club. Next week's program will be about electric vehicles. Carl Bloss from Consumers Energy will be giving us an update on what they're doing out in the community with EVs. If everyone can please rise, we'll do the 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right, we're adjourned. We'll see you tonight at courses.